all know the play now. The Philly Special.
Moves to the right, it goes directly to Clement. Clement reverses it, and the pass goes into the end zone.
To Nick
and
Foles.
it's a touchdown by Nick Foles.
Iconic, symbolic, permanent. The play and the moment that defined the Eagles' first Super Bowl championship. It was so special, the Eagles ran a variation of it in Week 1 of this season.
The Philly Special worked again.
And no matter what they say, the Browns even used the same play in Week 3. But did you know the play was never meant for the Super Bowl? Yes, that's right. The Philly Special wasn't meant for the limelight in the granddaddy of them all, but actually in the game prior against the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC Championship game. Aren't we glad initial intentions never became reality? But how did this happen? Coach Doug Pederson is here to explain.
Press Taylor, who's now my quarterback coach, one of his projects every week was to compile plays of trick plays, gadget type plays, and put those into a folder where we can take a look at them. And so in the bye week of leading into the Atlanta game, I'd buzzed through that folder, and I came across this play, and I'm thinking, this is a play that fits who we are, it fits our personality, and I've got the perfect person to throw the football, and that's Trey Burton. Trey Burton is a former high school quarterback. He played baseball at the University of Florida. I presented it to Frank, the offensive coordinator, and he said, yeah, this would be a great idea. So we ended up putting it in versus Minnesota and worked on it going in for the Vikings game, the conference championship. And the first couple times we executed the play, Trey airmailed the ball. I mean, whistled it over the top of Nick's head, and I'm thinking, there's no way, I cannot call this play. As we kept sort of refining the play and getting better at it, and the execution got better at it, I knew that there was going to come a time when this play is going to change the outcome of the game. Didn't get to call it in the Minnesota game, so we fast forward to the Super Bowl, we kept it in, and we kept working it, and we kept rehearsing it, and it got better and better and better. And then the 4th and goal at the 1 yard line, had a chance to call it, worked to perfection.
Perfection and insanity, as millions of Eagle and football fans' jaws dropped. No one could believe what they had seen. But with hindsight and a Lombardi trophy in hand, it became clear. The Philly Special was the moment that encapsulated the Eagles season and their first Super Bowl championship. Much like the David Tyree helmet catch, the play would take on a life of its own and become a flashbulb memory for everyone in Philadelphia. A permanent image, literally, for all Eagles fans.
I have to get something, I want to remember this, I want it to be recognizable, and that just seemed like the easiest one. Thought it would be cool, so I just went out and did it.
Yes, die-hard Eagle fan Dan Morgan got a tattoo of the Philly Special on his body, much to the chagrin of his significant other.
So my first conversation was with my fiance, who told me that she didn't think it was a good idea and that I should wait and that I should really think about it, which is the advice she should give me and the advice I should follow, but I didn't, because that's not how I work. So I went on my lunch break and got the tattoo. I based it off of Crossing Broad's Philly Special t-shirt, so I had the picture of that on my phone. I called a local shop headlight to see if they were taking walk-ins. They were, so I went up, I showed it to the girl. I think it was done in less than an hour. I'd say an hour tops. And there were 2 other people at the shop also getting Eagles Super Bowl tattoos, so the only business going on in there was Eagles Super Bowl tattoos. I went with my left wrist, weirdly enough, because I was thinking about how quarterbacks have the play call sheet on their wrist. So I thought I would get it, the play design, where the play call sheet would be. The Philly Special resonates because it wasn't your run-of-the-mill play. We're not run-of-the-mill fans. We're not run-of-the-mill people. We like it to be flashy. We want it to be unique, creative, and that's what it was. And the fact that we got to see Matt Patricia's face when he's just like, oh my God, they really just did that to me. We got to see Belichick look defeated, Brady look defeated. Like, that was all just so sweet. And I think that was the moment of the game where we got the most of that.
From t-shirts, hats, tattoos, and statues, the Philly Special will live on forever in Philadelphia. And to think, if it wasn't for a blowout against Minnesota, maybe none of this would have ever happened.